XingZhou knelt in the ancestral hall for 3 days and 3 nights. Before finally persuading his parents to let him marry me, who was supposed to marry his elder brother. On our wedding night, he was drunk, his face flushed red as he held me and mumbled, "I just want you to be happy, I just want you to be happy." I patted his back to comfort him. "It's all right, I am happy." He nodded, looking docile. "YaoYao, I love you, whoever you want to marry, I'll let you marry them, okay?" The smile on my lips instantly froze. My name is not YaoYao. YaoYao is the name of my sister-in-law, who married into the family along with me. Ding! This novel reminds you to click the subscribe button in the bottom right corner to read the complete novel. 3 years had passed since our wedding night. During this time, XingZhou and I despised each other, wishing we could kill one another. I despised him for lusting after his sister-in-law, having no shame. He was angry at me for being a cruel and vicious woman and for poisoning him with wine. But he deserved to die. He had plotted for a long time, tricking me into loving him, then tricking me into marrying him. I endured others' mockery and abuse because of him. In the end, he told me he only married me to help his childhood sweetheart YaoYao. Unfortunately, he didn't drink that poisoned wine. That night, he turned pale just hearing the maid say water was called for in the eldest young master's room. The wine cup fell from his hand, the poisoned wine spilling and sizzling on the floor. Before he could react, I pulled out a dagger and stabbed him in the waist. He clutched his bleeding wound, in disbelief. "You hate me this much? I wish I could grind your bones to dust." My eyes reddened as I was about to stab the dagger into his heart. But I had an asthma attack and collapsed, unable to breathe. I reached out trembling, "Medicine, my medicine." He gazed at me deeply, just looking at me once with pale lips before fleeing without looking back. What a coincidence, he wanted me dead too. I bit my tongue to stay conscious, struggling to crawl to the desk to take my medicine from the outer layer. Outside the window was pitch black. I stared blankly, leaning against the desk, blinked, and a tear rolled down. How meaningless. So this is how meaningless it is to marry someone you fancy. The next day, the manor was calm as if nothing happened. He stood before me, his wound bandaged, appearing normal. He thought he should compensate me. "I've wronged you. I can give you anything except love." I put on my earrings in front of the mirror, casually saying, "Fine, then give me YaoYao's life." His expression suddenly darkened. How laughable. He didn't get angry when I tried to kill him. But he lost his mind at the mere mention of YaoYao. He gripped my wrist bone tightly, sneering, "If you dare touch a hair on her head, I won't hesitate to really kill you." My forehead broke out in cold sweat from pain, but I gave him a sweet smile. "Don't worry, I'm joking. Your elder brother protects his wife like his own eyes, who could harm her?" Hearing this, he gripped me even tighter, his eyes wet with shocking hatred. I watched him coldly. Why cry? He cried on our wedding night too, wouldn't even drink the ceremonial wine with me. Turned his back to sleep on the inner side, shaking off my hand if I touched him. I didn't cry, so why was he crying? He deserved this. Later, we became like fire and water. In private we wanted to tear flesh from each other, but had to pretend to be intimate in public. I endured my disgust and played along, just to see the obvious jealousy in his sister-in-law's eyes. She was too greedy, wanting both brothers. Now seeing my intimate behavior with XingZhou, she couldn't sit still. Today dropping her handkerchief, tomorrow sending a belt. I cheerfully accepted them for XingZhou. The next day I would tell him these were carefully sewn by his sister-in-law for his elder brother. Unfortunately they didn't fit. And she had meant to keep them for her lapdog, but I asked for them instead. "Since she sewed it stitch by stitch, won't you try it on?" He gave me a cold look and slammed the door as he left. Until she became pregnant, and his elder brother set up a new residence for her. The day she left the manor, XingZhou drank all night in silence. I leaned against the headboard, watching him all night. Thinking, if he would turn around now, I would forgive him. But he preferred to lie drunk on the table rather than look at me once. I thought again, if he would smile, I would forgive him too. I was a gambler at the end of my rope, begging pitifully. Betting that even if he smiled thinking of YaoYao, that would count. But he just gave a bitter laugh, YaoYao. My heart froze, and I slowly shrank back under the covers. He never turned around all night, and I never slept. Without an audience, our show of hostility quieted down for a while. Later the old madam called me over, demanding to know why I still had no children. How could there be children when XingZhou and I had never consummated our marriage? She knew well that XingZhou's heart belonged to another. Yet she blamed me instead of questioning her son. The room was filled with sandalwood incense, and piles of women's conduct books stacked person high before me, ordering me to copy them 10 times day and night. I lowered my eyes and sighed. Though I am foolish, I know I must keep my husband happy. Since my husband's heart belongs to sister-in-law. If elder brother doesn't mind, I'll arrange for my husband to move into elder brother's residence. 2 husbands serving 1 wife, how about that? Such outrageous words made all the maids in the room lower their heads. The old madam clutched her chest. You! Dare you! I angered the old madam into an attack of her old illness. And also angered XingZhou enough to move back to my chambers. Determined to consummate our marriage that night. Do you know my mother nearly lost her life tonight? You wanted to consummate? Fine, I'll satisfy you. He forcefully tore my clothes, pinning me down, as if wanting to strangle me. But I hated him even more, kicking him hard, finding the scar on his waist and unhesitatingly digging my nails deep into it. You deserve this. You're the one who came after me. He grimaced in pain but said nothing, holding down my legs and thrusting into me more violently. Until half a year later when he also set up his own residence. Built like a cage, throwing me inside and abandoning me. The person I hated day and night was gone. And I finally had peace, leaving a sudden emptiness in my heart. Looking back suddenly, I realized 3 years had already passed. Many things have happened in the city lately. For instance, a sudden plague swept through the streets and alleys of the city, making everyone fearful and keeping their doors tightly shut. For example, YaoYao's husband, XingZhou's elder brother, died in this plague. In these times, human lives are as worthless as grass, with hundreds dying each day. How could the government allow any funeral ceremonies? The Ji family could only hurriedly order one of the last remaining coffins. Gather together to cry briefly, and be done with it. In the morning hall, XingZhou and YaoYao were absent. Walking through the corridor, I saw YaoYao's small face red from crying, while XingZhou held her in his arms, carefully comforting her, deeply pained by her distress. She was the girl he truly loved, while I was just a tool he used to please that girl. That year, he pretended to be his elder brother to approach me. I thought he was Jishin, the one I was betrothed to, and secretly gave him my heart. Later, when his identity as the second young master of the Ji family was revealed, he invited me to the fireworks festival. After drinking some wine, he confessed under the moonlight. He said the girl he loved didn't like him, only his elder brother, and nothing he did for her worked. His expression was dejected, his eyes distant. Afraid of his sadness, I immediately hugged him tight, finding a small bit of courage in my heart. I thought about my parents' opposition, about society's judgment, and eagerly confessed my feelings. XingZhou, listen carefully. I don't care who you are, whether you're a playboy or not, even if you weren't from the Ji family. I would still like you. I only like you. But I hadn't expected that the girl he loved wasn't me. As fireworks brilliantly exploded in the sky, his hands hung limply at his sides as he spoke hoarsely. Is that so? That's quite nice. If only I hadn't been so happy then, if only I hadn't buried my face in his chest. If I had looked up, I would have seen the murky waters of deception in his eyes. The following spring, I wore a wedding dress and walked straight into that deception without hesitation. The autumn wind whimpers, rustling into people's ears. Their embrace now made the scattered crying in the morning hall seem like a joke. Well, this is good. With no more obstacles, XingZhou can finally get what he wanted. Just as I was about to leave, he noticed me and hurriedly let go of YaoYao. In the past, being in the right, I would have marched over haughtily and slapped them both, cursing them as adulterers. But I opened my hand and saw the fresh rouge on my nails. So beautiful, it took so long to apply properly. Never mind. I'd rather go back and do some embroidery. I withdrew my gaze and turned away. That evening, someone I hadn't seen for a long time came to the mansion. XingZhou pressed his lips together as he looked at me. I've been busy with official duties lately and stayed at the government office. Did you receive the cosmetics I sent? He had matured so much in these 3 years. Losing his former casualness, wearing official robes with a steady demeanor. After years in officialdom, he had started speaking formally with everyone. I didn't respond, keeping my head down while tending to my rouge. He came closer to examine my hand carefully, softly laughing, "It looks really nice." I ignored him, but he didn't mind, burying himself in my embrace as if extremely tired. After a long while, he nuzzled my neck and finally revealed his purpose. "About today, I can explain. With brother's death, both YaoYao and I were feeling terrible. She was crying so hard she could barely stand, so I just supported her for a moment. Please don't hold it against her, all right?" My hand applying the rouge paused. Oblivious, he continued speaking. "Ning, I meant it when I said I would live well with you, it wasn't just empty words." I carefully recalled. He did say that, the day after he nearly got me killed. It was winter when the news of YaoYao giving birth to a son reached the mansion. My relationship with XingZhou had also slightly improved. He started learning to love me. He would return home daily, bringing me exquisite hairpins and accessories. Drawing my eyebrows, taking me out. He would pretend to doze off, waiting for me to braid his hair when my hands got itchy. Then insist on demanding 2 kisses as punishment. In the evening when he came home, he would take off his coat and exhale a cold breath. He would embrace me as I read by candlelight, his large hands gently squeezing my waist. I resisted, "Don't." He forcefully held me, lowered his head to capture my lips, lifted my clothes. His large palms roaming beneath. The heat in the room gradually rose. My eyes grew hazy as I indulged in the pleasure he gave me. His expression was hidden in darkness. "Ning, let's have a child." I instantly sobered. Why suddenly want a child? He ignored me, his movements below growing increasingly forceful. I couldn't bear the pain and pushed him hard. "What's wrong with you?" He was pushed away, breathing heavily as he reached for me again. Only then did I realize he was fully dressed, without a trace of desire in his eyes. While I lay with clothes scattered on the floor, deliberately torn by him, like a courtesan for anyone's pleasure. The surface calm of recent days was finally broken. I slapped him hard, my heart trembling with cold. "Why?" He lowered his eyelashes. "Is it because of YaoYao?" His silence was confirmation. YaoYao would forever remain a thorn between us. XingZhou would never truly love me. Realizing this, I actually felt relieved. After all, living with eyes covered and ears blocked was truly exhausting. My heart belatedly began to ache. XingZhou, I regret it." His whole body stiffened. I was foolish. No, I was foolish. "The biggest mistake I made was marrying you." After painfully saying these words, I collapsed to the ground. He gave me medicine, and seeing me still convulsing, he finally panicked, trembling as he pressed my philtrum, crying out loud. "I was wrong, I was wrong, I was foolish. Ning, please, let's be good together from now on." My vision went black as I lost consciousness completely. I woke up on the 6th day. Opening my eyelids, a man was giving me acupuncture. Dr. Lin patted his chest, saying it was fortunate I woke today. Any later and I would have been gone. I had no strength, could only blink. The maid said that night XingZhou went mad, carrying me to find a clinic in the middle of the night, kneeling to beg them to open the door and save me. He had kept vigil by my side these days. Just as they finished speaking, XingZhou stumbled into the room. In just 6 days, he had lost so much weight. He stood at the doorway for a long while before crouching beside the bed, staring at me. His voice gentle as if afraid to startle me. "Are you uncomfortable anywhere?" My throat was parched, I couldn't speak. He helped me drink water, tentatively touched my face. His eyes full of gratitude for getting me back. In the following days, he acted like a loving husband, holding me while chattering about our past. He said when he first saw me he thought I was a fragile girl, but I turned out fierce as a tiger. Said I always tricked him into eating unpalatable things, laughing at his grimacing expressions. Said he thought I wasn't at all like a proper lady, not reserved. Telling him I liked him every day, often making him blush and embarrassed. Remember that incident in Province Y? When I was surrounded by those young masters who mocked me as useless. You were furious, standing in front of me arguing with them, fiercer than anyone. I stared blankly out the window at flying birds. He was immersed in memories, smiling sweetly, tenderly kissing my hair. Ning Ning, I won't make you angry anymore. Get better soon, return to how you were before, all right? We'll be good together from now on, there won't be anyone else. You don't love YaoYao anymore? His eyes unconsciously flashed with hesitation. He didn't even notice. I don't. Another lie. Without my previous obsession, I could now calmly advise him. Stop deceiving yourself, XingZhou. We won't be happy continuing like this. Let's cut our losses. He didn't listen, fleeing in panic. After recovering for several days and regaining some strength, my first words were asking for divorce. He had been smiling while feeding me porridge, but hearing this he put down the bowl. Don't say foolish things. He coaxed me. Didn't you want to go for a spring outing? When you're better, I'll take you, all right? After my serious illness, I had no energy for anything. I firmly shook my head. Let's divorce. Don't be so foolish anymore. Giving up your loved one to others, marrying someone you don't love only brings trouble. I was foolish too, loving someone who doesn't love me. I argued with you, fought with you, hoping you would turn back to look at me. His lips trembled. Ning, I love you. Outside it began drizzling, falling quietly and peacefully, like my now undisturbed heart. But I'm tired, XingZhou. I don't love you anymore. Let's free each other. He stood up abruptly, eyes red. You're still sick, rest well first, don't think too much. I'll come see you in a few days. After speaking, as if being chased by something, he left without looking back. He didn't agree to divorce, nor did he come see me again. Late at night, I was awakened by knocking from the back courtyard. Realizing I had that old nightmare again. No one was beside me. He had gone out under the stars and moon to care for the fainted YaoYao. I opened the small door. A man in green robes stood tall in the darkness, giving me a shy smile. My lady. Lin Junyi entered the room, placed the medicine box on the table, and carefully took my pulse. Though young in age, his medical skills were excellent, earning him the title of Young Medical Immortal. But he wasn't honest at all. Dr. Lin, what did you forget at my residence this time? That you had to come retrieve in the middle of the night? He lowered his eyes to focus on checking my pulse, without answering. You have been recovering well lately. When the heart is calm, naturally things get better. He silently packed up his medicine box. Found a silver needle in the corner, and deliberately showed it to me. Look, almost lost this little one. It was quite dark around, yet impressive how precisely he found that needle. Having found what he came for, he still didn't leave, and hesitantly took out a box of lip rouge from his chest. Did you like the previous rouge? I saw this one had such a delicate color, I couldn't help but buy it. But I don't have any close female friends. If you like it, perhaps you could keep it for me? After speaking, he secretly let out a sigh of relief. He was shy, blushing at the slightest teasing. I looked at him twice, and he became extremely uncomfortable. I wonder how he found the courage to visit me at night. I teased him with a smile. I like it. Would Dr. Lin help me apply it? He fidgeted before responding, all right. His finger dabbed some crimson rouge, but trembled like a sieve when touching my lips. In the complete silence, only our soft breathing could be heard. Aren't you afraid my husband will find out? My sudden words startled him, causing him to press heavily on my lips. He answered indirectly. What about you? Do you want me to come? He steadied himself, carefully applying the rouge. I've been thinking all day, thinking when I woke up, thinking while preparing medicine, thinking during meals, even thinking before coming here. I thought I was agonizing over whether to abandon propriety and virtue, to be a gentleman or a scoundrel. But when I lay in bed at home, I realized I was only thinking of you. I've been thinking of you all day. His clear eyes glistened with crystalline light, making one feel that leading him astray would be utterly wrong. I interrupted him, "Is it done?" "Yes, you look beautiful." I turned away. "You should go, take your forgotten handkerchief too, and don't come again." He gripped the medicine box strapped tightly. After a long while, he responded with an XingZhou didn't return until the next morning. Thinking the two must be close to their happy occasion, I didn't want to be an unwelcome presence, so I busied myself embroidering handkerchiefs. When I tired of embroidering and looked up, I saw XingZhou leaning against the doorway, watching for who knows how long. He wore a gentle smile. "What are you embroidering?" "Rabbits." Seeing that I acknowledged him, he was overjoyed and proudly took something from his chest. "Yesterday I bought you a pair. Do you want to sleep?" His smile froze. "What?" "Go sleep, you must be tired after being busy all night." I rarely lowered my brows, not wanting to say another word to him. "I'll go for a walk." He curled his fingers, frozen in place. As I passed by him, he called out to me softly, but I ignored him. At noon during the meal, he appeared before me with YaoYao. She wore plain clothes, leaning delicately against XingZhou. Frowning, she pulled at his sleeve. "XingZhou, the dishes here are too spicy, I can't eat them. What would you like to eat?" "I'll have someone make it for you." He deliberately glanced at me, then immediately called for servants. The two of them chatting and laughing as if no one else existed. I ate by myself, then heard XingZhou say to me, "YaoYao isn't well, and the child is mischievous. Why don't we have them move into the residence so we can look after them together?" In the past, I would have flipped the table and started arguing with him by now. This time, I just paused. "Do whatever you arrange." He gritted his teeth without speaking. YaoYao interjected, "Ning, don't overthink it. XingZhou is just worried me. I didn't mean to trouble you, I'll leave in a bit." I gave her a strange look. "I'm not overthinking, and you won't trouble me. In the future when you live here, look for XingZhou if you need anything." XingZhou almost lost his temper several times but managed to hold it back. "Ning, what exactly do you mean?" I calmly took a handkerchief to wipe my mouth. "Enjoy your meal." Leaving the two behind, I walked away. YaoYao was very upset. "XingZhou, did she misunderstand something?" "Never mind her, let's eat." He angrily withdrew his gaze and focused on picking dishes for her. Soon, the food in her bowl was piled high, and YaoYao complained with a pout. "XingZhou, I don't eat spicy food, why did you give me all spicy dishes?" He came to his senses and realized he had picked all of Ning's favorite dishes. Somehow, he suddenly felt irritated and for the first time lost patience with YaoYao. He put down his chopsticks. "If you don't want to eat it, pick it out yourself." He admitted that bringing her here at this time had an ulterior motive. What exactly it was, he couldn't say. Along the way, he had vaguely anticipated and wondered how Ning would react. Flip the table? Or slap him a few times? Let her slap him then, it wouldn't be the first time. He just worried she would cry. When Ning cried it was too troublesome, seeing it made him anxious. Worried she couldn't catch her breath. It was the same during intimacy, he had to coax and trick her to get her into bed. Soon she would be stimulated to tears, and he would pause, gently kissing her tender lips. He reveled in it, again and again, until she couldn't take it anymore and tried to push him away. Then he would firmly grip her waist, attempting to melt her into his bones and blood. But he forgot that Ning hadn't been intimate with him for a long time. He couldn't suppress the irritation in his heart. "After you finish eating, I'll take you back." He stared blankly at the doorway, hoping a figure would jump out from behind the door and hold him tight, saying, "I don't care who you are, I only like you." Strange. He covered his heart that was about to jump out of his chest, dazed. His heart was beating intensely. I returned to the original G mansion to ask the old madam for a divorce letter. During this time, whenever I tried to discuss divorce with XingZhou, he always avoided me, so I had to take a roundabout approach through the old madam. I must say, they truly are cut from the same cloth. She also kept turning me away, only letting me in to argue with her when she was in the mood. I went from arguing heatedly at first to eventually sitting calmly in the inner chamber drinking tea. This time, naturally, I didn't see her either. I sat cross-legged, with a steaming cup of tea and several Buddhist scriptures on the table. As usual, I took a sip of tea, opened a page, and froze. Picking up that thin paper, I couldn't see it clearly no matter how wide I opened my eyes. "You've suffered enough." Looking toward the voice. The old madam was hidden behind the beaded curtain, eyes closed, fingering her prayer beads. I tilted my head back and drank the tea in one gulp. It was indeed bitter. But I wouldn't have to drink it anymore. I rushed to submit the divorce letter to the government office, packing my belongings while waiting for their official seal. At dusk, while reading by lamplight, there came a rustling sound from the back door, then silence. Then a heavy thud, mixed with several sharp cat meows. I opened the door to find Lin Junyi fallen on the ground, hissing in pain. He peeked at me a few times, lowering his head pitifully. I tripped over a cat. The cat beside him stood with its tail straight up, couldn't help but hiss at him. I burst into laughter. "So you're determined to be the scoundrel?" Under the yellow candlelight, I applied ointment to the wounds on his face. He held his breath. "Can't I just be passing by?" "Oh, really?" I laughed, poking his tense face. He frowned. "Don't mess around." I withdrew my hand. "All right." He anxiously made an ah sound, puffed his cheeks, and became displeased again. Frustration written all over his face. "You can mess around if you want." "Oh, I don't want to anymore." He mumbled a few times, becoming gloomy. I couldn't help but smile. "Shall I apply some rouge on your lips?" His eyes brightened, immediately reaching for it, but I stopped him. Smiling, I extended my index finger, rubbing it against his lips as they parted slightly. "Open your mouth." His eyelashes fluttered like butterfly wings as he hesitantly opened his mouth. Amused, I unceremoniously slipped my finger in and gently stirred, hearing several soft whimpers. Madam." At this moment, I vaguely understood why XingZhou had maintained his entanglement with his sister-in-law all these years. So this was the thrill. I was lost in thought until I heard Lin Junyi cry out in pain. "What did you say?" His face now bore several fingernail marks as he devoutly sucked on my fingertips. Please have mercy on me, madam." I slid downward, opening his clothes. He suppressed his shyness, lips tightly pressed together. "Please have mercy on me." Under the candlelight, he threw his head back in discomfort, his eyes brimming with glistening tears. "He's not as good as XingZhou. Still needs my teaching." Ning ning, ning ning. His clear, refined features flushed red as he urgently bit my lip. "Ning ning, look at me." "But he has the advantage of youth, doesn't he?" I sank into the soft couch, drifting up and down, a night of abandon. When I woke up and opened my eyes, beside me was a white python-patterned robe. XingZhou sat by the bed, staring at me with a gloomy face. "Your lips are injured." I touched them and hissed in pain. His expression darkened. "How did they get injured?" "I bumped them." "Where did you bump them?" he persisted. Still drowsy, I couldn't be bothered with him and closed my eyes again. Before closing them, I saw his expression of unspoken words. Silence fell around me. He must have left. As I was falling asleep, I vaguely heard someone whisper in my ear. "Shining, won't you get up and argue with me?" A hand caressed my eyebrow, lovingly. "Please don't ignore me." I had a good sleep. When I woke up, I found myself lying on someone's lap. XingZhou held a jade hair ribbon in one hand while gently stroking my hair with the other. His expression unclear. The hair ribbon belonged to Lin Junyi. He noticed movement on his lap and looked down at me. "Awake? Are you hungry?" He casually tossed the hair ribbon to the ground and carried me to the round table. Several steaming dishes were laid out on the table. He kissed my cheek. "Which one would you like?" I wiped it off forcefully. "I can eat by myself, don't hold me." His expression stiffened for a moment, but finally he smiled and let me go. "All right." XingZhou stayed with me until evening. When I was embroidering, he sat nearby reading. When I walked, he followed behind me with his hands behind his back. He tried to please me by holding my hand. I took a few days off, wanting to spend time with you specifically. I had to give up my thoughts of going out to get the divorce papers. At night, he stood in front of the wardrobe, staring blankly at the 2 packages inside. Why did you pack these things away? I closed my eyes with a headache, telling a poor lie. They're just old clothes I don't want anymore. I don't know if he believed it or not, but he climbed into bed and embraced me from behind. Sleep. I struggled uncomfortably, but he held me even tighter. He buried his face in my hair and sighed deeply. Shining, I love you. Silence lingered. It had been so long, I'd forgotten how much I used to want to hear those words. But it was too late. I didn't care anymore. These days, he stayed by my side constantly. I was virtually under house arrest in the mansion, with 2 maids following me wherever I went. He dismissed the servants and took out a pair of jade butterfly pendants. Look what this is. I still remembered, these were the tokens of love I gave him in Province Y, one for each of us. He had never worn his once. Later he even smashed them in front of me. He smiled and placed my piece in my palm. I went to many shops before finding an old craftsman who could restore them after much work. The jade was translucent, just like before. I let my hand go slack. His expression changed as he barely caught it midair, clutching it to his chest. I held out my hand. Give it to me. His face was pale. Don't break this one. Give it to me. He shook his head in panic. Please. If you won't give it to me, fine, then let me go. He fell silent. I sneered. Didn't you say you love me? Is this how you show love? Keeping everything to yourself, what kind of love is that? He opened his mouth, then compromised. I'll give you other jade pieces, you can break as many as you want. After all, these are our tokens of love. I looked at him, severing the past word by word. They're fake, you obtained them through deception. Just like how our relationship was built on your lies. These jade pendants were originally meant for your elder brother. He suddenly looked up. You're lying. You said no matter who I was, you would still like me. You clearly called my name over and over. You said it yourself, why deny it now? His tears were about to fall as he urgently tried to grab my hand, but I shook him off. I sighed wearily, not knowing why we had once again reached such a confrontational point. XingZhou, let's stop torturing each other. I walked around the back courtyard and saw a guard with a sword kneeling on one knee in front of XingZhou. He casually tossed away a hair ribbon. Still haven't found it? Your subordinate is incompetent. He let out a strange laugh. Fine, I'll give you 2 more days. When you find him, kill him directly. I doubted my ears, my blood freezing instantly. The elderly maid beside me called out to him, my lord. XingZhou looked over, his gaze deep and ghost-like. A translucent jade butterfly pendant hung at his waist. Why did you come out? He lifted me up in his arms and carried me back to my room. XingZhou had gone mad. He locked my door and posted guards outside. I completely lost my freedom. Only able to glimpse the scenery outside when he returned from court. Say you love me. He gripped my face, say you love me, and I won't kill him. I glared at him hatefully, but he covered my eyes with one hand. You told me before not to be so foolish, not to let go of the one I love. Of course I listened to you, keeping you locked by my side. How's that, am I being good? In the darkness, he gently sucked on my lips. Though I was the one imprisoned, he was the one in despair. A salty tear slid between our lips. Ning, you must hate me. After drifting through countless hazy days, XingZhou didn't come for 2 days straight. The elderly maid outside had also disappeared. My heart pounding. I crouched by the door listening stealthily for a long while before violently kicking it open. The mansion was empty. I hurriedly packed my belongings and left through the side door. The path was completely unobstructed. After walking a few steps, I turned pale seeing Lin Junyi lying in a pool of blood in the alley. Fortunately, he was only wounded in the abdomen and still conscious. He proudly showed me a paper, divorce papers. I've arranged a boat. Don't worry, XingZhou won't come again. Also, he mumbled, take me with you, don't leave me behind. I helped him up. Stop talking, can you hold on? He was barely breathing but managed a forced smile. Once on the boat, I finally relaxed after bandaging Lin Junyi's wounds. The large boat slowly left shore. From afar came the sound of horses neighing as XingZhou rode towards us. My pupils contracted involuntarily. He stood on the shore, silently meeting my gaze. In just 2 days apart, he had grown so much thinner. The distance was too great, I could only see his lips move, saying something. He gave me one deep look before collapsing powerlessly from his horse. A glimpse of his blood-soaked back visible. Not wanting to see more, I turned away to tend to the unconscious Lin Junyi. His final words flashed through my mind. "Please don't go. Mrs. Lin, your handkerchief stitching is so delicate, I'd like to order 5 more. Certainly." Lin Junyi had just returned from seeing patients and squeezed my shoulders. "Are you tired?" Mrs. Qin covered her mouth and giggled. "Oh my, how embarrassing." "Well, I won't get in your way any longer. I'll come back in a few days." Lin Junyi smiled warmly. "Take care, Mrs. Qin." After she left, he hugged me and gave me a kiss. "Did you miss me?" "Sort of." He raised his eyebrows in dissatisfaction. "That won't do. I missed you so much I nearly tripped, and you only sort of missed me? Not fair." He angrily bit my shoulder. "Ouch, are you a dog? Always biting people?" He nuzzled against me. "Dear wife, is it okay?" Seeing him act spoiled gave me a headache. I pushed him away. "No, my waist is sore." "Then let me massage it for you." I closed my eyes and found a comfortable position on his shoulder, soon falling asleep. Since Lin Junyi and I came to this small town nestled between mountains and waters, we've made a living selling handkerchiefs. When we first fled, he told me that after seeing many guards outside my residence, he knew something was wrong. Unable to contact me for a long time, he went to beg his own father. Marquis Lin had mixed with a maid while drunk and carelessly conceived him. After giving birth to him, his mother was given a cup of poison and departed this world. He was also despised by his own father, who simply left him with a wet nurse. The servants in the household knew he wasn't favored and often mistreated him. On his 10th birthday, he took an itinerant doctor as his master and finally escaped that hellish mansion. When he grew up, the first time he met his biological father was because of me. Marquis Lin agreed to his request, on the condition of severing their familial ties. "So, Ningning," he clung to me, refusing to get up. "You must take me with you, or I'll have nowhere to go." The wounds on XingZhou's back that day were from family punishment. Having offended the Marquis's mansion, the old madam had to punish him to protect the whole family. But even until XingZhou fainted from his back being torn to shreds, he didn't say a word. I married Lin Junyi. Lin Junyi spent half his life's savings to invite the whole town to witness the ceremony. On this wedding night, the new husband was very obedient. Obediently drank the wedding wine with me. Obediently helped me remove my heavy hairpins and jewelry. The room was filled with joy, making his eyes shine brightly, his smile impossible to suppress. He removed his clothes, too shy to look at me, yet his words were enticing. "Tonight I am all yours, my wife." Later I discovered it wasn't just tonight, but every night. He went from initial shyness to later becoming addicted to pleasure. When I got annoyed by his advances and tried to push him away, he shamelessly pulled me under him, smirking. "Help me, dear. I haven't had an asthma attack for a long time." He helps take care of my health daily, doesn't let me do heavy work, and takes me for walks by the road every day. I never expected to see XingZhou again. Lin Junyi insisted on taking me for a walk, saying I needed exercise even when healthy. When I got tired, I acted coy and asked him to buy me a candied haw. He gave me a helpless glare, and as I turned away triumphantly, I saw XingZhou standing in the wind. Willow leaves swayed behind him, his expression far from pleasant. Although this was a small town, news from the capital still reached here. It was said the Ji family had fallen and never recovered, with XingZhou alone supporting the entire family's expenses. His clothes were plain now, though he stubbornly wore an exquisite butterfly jade pendant at his waist. Lin Junyi returned then with a candied haw, suggesting we race home to see who gets to eat it. The melancholy in my heart had barely risen before his request dispersed it. Because Lin Junyi was shameless, he really would eat it. I faced this crisis, completely forgetting about XingZhou behind me. Lin Junyi followed behind me, sighing with a smile as he held my hand. Don't walk so fast, we'll walk the rest of the way together. I glanced at him sideways, so who gets to eat this candied haw, you or me? He pressed his lips together mischievously. I have a better way to eat it, want to go home and try? When I casually looked back, XingZhou was gone. After the severe winter passed, spring arrived. It was early spring now, everything had the taste of new life. Lin Junyi and I walked hand in hand by the river. Willow branches gently brushed our hands, spring scenery all around us.